Babe, do I look okay? Evelyn twirled in front of the mirror, her red dress shimmering under the soft lights of our apartment. You look unreal, I said, adjusting my tie. Honestly, I might get jealous looks all night. She laughed. That soft, familiar laugh. Stop it, it's just a work party. Yeah, a mandatory one with your mysterious boss Gavin finally making an appearance, I teased. She rolled her eyes. Don't start, he's not that bad. You talk about him a lot, she gave me a look. Because I work with him every day, don't make it weird. I dropped it. I didn't want to argue. Not tonight. By the time we arrived, the place was buzzing, people in sparkly dresses and pressed suits, music pounding, laughter echoing across the room. The whole company had shown up. You want a drink? Evelyn asked. Whiskey. Neat. She kissed my cheek. Be right back. I watched her disappear into the crowd, the red of her dress fading into a sea of black and gold. She belonged here. She knew everyone, smiled like she owned the room. I sipped my drink and chatted with a couple of her coworkers. Nice people. Polite. But I noticed something. The way a few of them glanced toward Evelyn, then toward Gavin. Is that him? I asked one of the guys, nodding toward the tall man laughing near the stage. Yeah, Gavin. Marketing head honcho. He looked like he knew it. Confident. Too confident. Excuse me, I said, heading back toward the bar. Evelyn wasn't there. I scanned the room. She wasn't anywhere. My phone buzzed. A text from her. Stepped away for a sec. Be right back. I waited. 5 minutes. 10. Still nothing. Hey, have you seen Evelyn? I asked a woman near the elevator. She hesitated. I think she went upstairs. Maybe with Gavin? Not. Sure. Something in my chest tightened. With Gavin? Yeah. They said they needed to talk. About something work-related, I think. I didn't answer, just walked toward the elevator. Every step felt heavier than the last. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe it was nothing, but my gut said otherwise. The second floor was dim, quiet. Doors lined the hall, some open, some cracked. A couple whispered behind one. I passed them. Then I saw it. Gavin's office. Blinds drawn. Door closed, but not soundproof. A laugh, then something else. A soft moan. I froze. No, 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 no. I stepped closer. Another sound. A whisper. Her voice. I reached for the door handle. My hand trembled. Please, I whispered to no one. Please don't let this be what I think it is. I opened the door. Time stopped. Evelyn. On the desk. Her dress hiked up. Gavin between her legs. They both turned at the sound. Her eyes widened. Mark. My name barely escaped her lips. What? The hell is this? I asked. She scrambled off the desk, pulling her dress down. It's not what it looks like. You're half-naked, Evelyn? In his office? On his desk? Enlighten me. Gavin adjusted his shirt, smug as ever. Maybe we should talk about this. Shut the hell up, I snapped. Mark, please, Evelyn cried. It just happened. It was a mistake. I laughed. Bitter, cold. A mistake? You tripped and fell on his... Don't, she said, tears forming. I looked at her. Really looked. This was the woman I married, the woman I trusted, and she looked like a stranger. How long? I asked. She didn't answer. How long, Evelyn? She shook her head. It wasn't supposed to happen. But it did. Silence, the kind that screams. I turned to Gavin. You knew she was married. She didn't seem unhappy, he said, folding his arms. I lunged. My fist met his jaw. He stumbled back, groaning. Mark! Evelyn screamed. I didn't care. You humiliated me, I said, staring at her. Both of you. I didn't mean to. No, you meant it. You just didn't mean to get caught. She sobbed. Reached for me. I stepped back and walked out the door. Don't move, I said, standing in the doorway. Just don't. Mark, wait. I can explain. No, don't even try. She backed away from him, breathless, her dress still wrinkled. From what I just saw. You weren't supposed to be here, she whispered. I wasn't supposed to be here? You're seriously starting with that? Please. It was a mistake, I laughed, a sharp, humorless sound. A mistake? You didn't trip and fall into his lap, Evelyn. You walked up here. I didn't mean for it to happen. Then, what? You meant to flirt a little? Let him kiss you once or twice? Gavin, still buttoning his shirt, finally spoke. Maybe you should calm down. Shut the hell up, I snapped. You don't get to speak right now. He raised his hands like I was the problem. Look, man, I didn't force her. Yeah? But you sure didn't stop her either. I wasn't trying to wreck my marriage? I growled. You? Think I care what you were trying to do? Evelyn stepped forward. Mark, please, we were drinking. It got out of hand. Oh, so now it's the alcohol's fault? That's rich. It wasn't like that. Then tell me what it was like. Because from where I stood it looked pretty damn deliberate. Tears welled in her eyes. I made a terrible decision. No. You made several. This wasn't a one-time kiss in the heat of the moment. I heard you. I heard you, Evelyn. She froze. Yeah. I heard everything. His name, your voice, that sound. God, I'll never get it out of my head. I didn't know what I was doing. Stop lying, I shouted. You knew exactly what you were doing. You looked me in the eye downstairs, holding my hand, and then came up here and undressed for someone else. She covered her mouth, sobbing. I didn't want to hurt you. You already did. I swear I wasn't planning this. Oh, so you just found yourself on his desk by accident? Evelyn, don't insult what's left of my intelligence. I hate myself for this. Not as much as I hate what you've done to us. Gavin stepped toward me. Maybe we should all cool off, I turned to him. If you say one more word, I swear to God. What, you gonna hit me? My fist connected with his jaw before I could stop myself. The crack echoed. He stumbled back, grabbing his face. You're insane! I stepped closer. No, just done being humiliated. Evelyn rushed between us. Mark, please, don't. Don't what? I said, chest heaving. Don't finally act like this matters, like I matter? You do. You do. Then why him, Evelyn? She looked at the floor. I don't know. You don't know? I felt invisible. At home. At work. He noticed me. I stared at her. I noticed you every damn day. You just didn't notice me back. It wasn't about love. It wasn't about you. But I'm the one paying for it, aren't I? I was lost. No, I said coldly. You weren't lost. You were reckless. And selfish. She whispered. I still love you. Then you've got a funny way of showing it. I messed up. Yeah, Evelyn, you did. And now you've got to live with it. I don't want to lose you. You already have. She reached out, but I stepped back. Gavin muttered something, still dazed. I ignored him. I want you to leave, I said. Mark, don't do this. No, you did this. You and your little office fantasy. I'll fix it. You can't. There's no rewind button for this. I'll quit. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't want your sacrifices. I wanted your loyalty, and you handed it to him. Her lip trembled. I'm sorry. That word means nothing to me right now. I turned to leave. She cried out behind me. Please, Mark, don't go. But I was already walking. Not because I didn't care, but because if I stayed another second, I'd fall apart, and I didn't want her to see me break. How long? She blinked. Mark, Don't stall. Just tell me. How long has this been going on? A few weeks. Try again. She looked away. A couple of months? I felt something twist in my chest. Months? While I was cooking dinner, folding your laundry, waiting for you to come home from your late meetings? I didn't want to lie. But you did. I thought I could stop it. By what? Screwing him until it got boring? Don't say it like that, she whispered. That's exactly what it is. Her lip quivered. It wasn't planned. Don't give me the tired cliché. People don't just trip into affairs, Evelyn. They climb into them one excuse at a time. She covered her face with her hands. I know I messed up. I paced the room. God, all those nights you came home smelling like perfume you didn't wear. All those times your phone lit up and you told me it was work. It was work. Until it wasn't. She didn't answer. You think I'm stupid? No. I didn't think you'd notice. I stopped. You didn't think I'd notice? I mean, I thought I could manage it. You were managing your betrayal? What does that even mean? I was trying to keep our life together. By destroying it behind my back. She let out a broken breath. I hated lying. To you. But you kept doing it anyway. I didn't know how to stop. Try don't start. That would have been a solid option. Mark, I'm sorry. No, not now. Not again. Her hands dropped to her sides. You don't understand what it was like. Then make me understand. She hesitated. He saw me. He listened. I laughed bitterly. You mean he flattered you? I felt wanted again. And I didn't make you feel that way? It wasn't the same. So you went looking for more. She shook her head. I wasn't looking. It just happened. Stop saying that, I snapped. That's what people say when they want to be victims of their own choices. Her voice cracked. I didn't want to hurt you. Then why did you? She stayed silent. I asked you a question. I was unhappy. With me? With myself. You dragged me down with you, Evelyn. You didn't just cheat on me, you shattered me. I didn't mean to. But you did. And now I'm the one trying to crawl out of the wreckage. Tears streamed down her face. I didn't recognize myself anymore? And I don't recognize you now. She stepped forward. I never stopped loving you. I stepped back. You don't do that to someone you love. I didn't love him. Oh, congratulations, I scoffed. What a comfort. It was physical, not emotional. Do you think that makes it easier? That the man you undressed for, moaned for, was just a fling? It was a mistake. You keep calling it that like it's a spilled drink. It wasn't one night, Evelyn. You made a series of conscious decisions. You lied, repeatedly. I know. I believed in you. I didn't deserve that. You didn't. She flinched. I should have seen it, I muttered. I should have followed my gut. You trusted me. And I hate myself for it. Her voice dropped. Please don't say that. It's true. Every time you said you were working late, I believed you. Every damn time. And you used that trust like a shield. I didn't think it would go that far. It always goes that far. I wanted to stop. But you didn't. She choked back a sob. I wish I had. I stared at her. So do I. Silence settled between us. She whispered, What happens now? I didn't answer right away, because I honestly didn't know. Mark, please don't shut me out. I'm not shutting you out, Evelyn. I'm just done pretending. You don't mean that. I do. Every word. She sank to her knees in front of me, hands trembling. I'm begging you, don't let this be the end. I stared at the wall. You begged him too? She flinched. That's not fair. Neither was what you did. I was lost. You keep saying that like it changes anything. I didn't mean to fall into this. You walked into it. I made a mistake. No, I snapped. You made a choice. Over and over. Again. I never wanted to hurt you. But you did. Over and over again, her voice cracked. I hate myself for it. I hate you for it too. I didn't even hesitate. Tears streamed down her face. You don't mean that. I don't know what I mean anymore. Except that I don't feel anything when I look at you now. She gasped. Nothing? Just hollow. Like you reached inside me and took something I can't get back. I still love you. No, you love what I gave you. Comfort, stability, trust. But me? You threw me away the second it got boring. That's not true. Then why him? I don't know. That's not good enough. I can't undo it. Exactly, I said quietly. You can't. I'll go to therapy. We can go together. We can fix this. No, Evelyn. You broke it. And some things don't go back together. She grabbed my hands. I'll do anything. I'll quit my job. I'll cut him off completely. Just say the word. Would you have done any of that if I hadn't caught you? She hesitated. Exactly. Her grip tightened. You were everything to me. Then why wasn't I enough? I was insecure. I felt invisible. And instead of telling me, you slept with someone else? I thought I had control of it. I thought I could handle both worlds. I shook my head. You were lying. To yourself harder than you were lying to me. Her voice dropped. I wake up every morning wishing it never happened. I wake up wishing I hadn't loved you so much. I don't want this to be our story. It already is. We have history. We had a future. You killed it. I didn't mean to. Stop saying that. She choked on a sob. I'm tired, Evelyn. I'm tired of your apologies. They're not healing anything. They're salt. Please don't give up on us. There is no us anymore. There can be. No, I whispered. There can't. She fell silent. I looked at her. I stood by you for 8 years, trusted you, celebrated your wins, cried with you when you lost your dad. I was there. Every step. I know. Then how could you forget me so quickly? I didn't forget you. You erased me. I'll make this right. You can't. I love you. I don't believe you. She let go of my hands. So, what now? I don't. No. But I know I can't stay in this house and pretend you didn't break me. Where will you go? Somewhere I can breathe. Her voice dropped. Please don't leave. I already did. The moment I opened that office door. She stood up slowly. I'll never forgive myself. Good. Because I never will either. She opened her mouth to speak again. I turned away. Just stop, Evelyn. You've said enough. I didn't move. The sunlight crept through the blinds like it didn't care what it landed on. Her side of the bed still untouched, my heartbeat still out of rhythm. I stared at the empty space by the door. Her coat was always there. Now it wasn't. My phone buzzed again. Evelyn, 10, Mom, 3, Jason, 2. I flipped the phone over. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Just leave me alone. I muttered to no one. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't tired. I wasn't anything. The silence was suffocating. Not the kind that soothes, but the kind that screams. I walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, stared at nothing. She used to label leftovers. I slammed it shut. The coffee pot was empty. Of course it was. She always made the first cup. Not today. Not anymore. I sat on the floor, back against the cabinets. Cold tile. Warm ache in my chest. The phone rang again. Jason, I answered. Hey. His voice was cautious. You okay? Define okay. Evelyn called Kelly. Kelly called me. Of course she did. She said you hit someone? Yeah, her boss. Desk boyfriend. Damn. Yeah. Silence. You want me to come over? No, I don't want anyone. You sure? I'm sure. All right. But I'm here if you need anything. I don't know what I need. That's okay. I hung up before I could say anything else. I wandered into the closet. Everything was still in its place. Neat, labeled, organized like she always kept it. My suit from our wedding was in the back. I pulled the box off the shelf. Our photo album. White leather cover. Our initials in gold. I sat on the edge of the bed. Page 1. Her smile under the veil. Page 2. Us on the beach. Page 3. Our first dance. I loved you. I whispered. I ripped the first page out, then the next, and the next. Each tear sounded like a crack in my ribs. Halfway through, I stopped. What was the point? I dropped the album on the floor. The pages scattered like memories I didn't ask to remember. My phone buzzed again. Mom, call me when you can. Evelyn said you two had a fight. A fight? A fight? I threw the phone across the room. It bounced off the wall, battery cover flying off. I didn't care. I laid back, staring at the ceiling. She said she didn't recognize herself anymore. Neither did I. The ceiling fan creaked like it was mocking me. Another buzz. I ignored it. Another. I got up, picked up the phone, turned it off. Silence again. Peaceful? No, just empty. I pulled the blanket around me and lay on the couch. I didn't want to be in our bed. I didn't want to smell her shampoo on the pillow. I didn't want to feel like I still belonged to someone who broke me in pieces and called it a mistake. Closed my eyes, but sleep didn't come. Only questions and silence. Always silence. You know, man. I always had a weird feeling about her boss. Jason said it like he was handing me a tissue. Too late. I was already drowning. You couldn't have told me that earlier? I didn't want to be that guy, the one who sows doubt in your marriage. Turns out doubt would have been a gift. He exhaled into the phone. I'm sorry. I thought maybe I was just overthinking it. You weren't. Look, Gavin has a reputation. Evelyn's not the first. Probably won't be the last. Good to know I'm just a name on his list. You're not a statistic, Mark. Sure as hell feels like it. He paused. Have you talked to anyone else? Why would I? Because people are already talking, I figured. Some think you're handling it well. And the others? They say you should forgive her, that you're being cold. I laughed. So she cheats and I'm the villain? Not to me. To most, though, right? Kelly said Evelyn's been telling everyone it was a one-time slip. Of course she is. She said you hit Gavin. Yeah, I did. Good. There was silence on the line. You still there? Yeah, I muttered. I keep replaying it all in my head. Every time she said she was working late. Every text she laughed at and claimed was from a coworker. All those lies. People lie to protect things. She wasn't protecting me. She was protecting herself. Still, you don't have to go through this alone. I'm not sure who I can even trust anymore. You can trust me. Can I? You never said anything. I thought I was doing the right thing. So did I. And look where that got me. He sighed. What do you want, Mark? Revenge? Closure? Forgiveness? I want the noise to stop. Then, talk to someone. Everyone I talk to makes me feel worse. What about your sister? She said I should have seen it coming. Ouch. Yeah. Anyone else? Evelyn's mom called. What did she say? She cried, told me her daughter made a terrible mistake. And then she asked if we were still going to do Christmas at their place. You're kidding. I wish. Jason went quiet again. Feels like everyone's trying to smooth it over, I said. Like it's a wrinkle in a shirt and not a wrecking ball to my life. You don't owe anyone forgiveness. Tell that to the ones pushing me to be the bigger person. Let them talk. Let them judge. You lived it. They didn't. I don't even know how to face people now. You don't have to. But I will. Eventually. Work, friends, holidays. They'll move on. Will I? I think so. Not if I keep hearing her name every time I walk into a room. Jason spoke gently. Then you walk out. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. Yeah, maybe I do. You still have me, man. That hasn't changed. Appreciate it. Whatever you need, beer, boxing gloves, silence, you got it. Silence sounds good, he chuckled. Call me when you're ready. I ended the call. I stared at my phone. 10 missed messages. A few from people I hadn't spoken to in months. High school friends, a cousin, Evelyn's coworker. They all wanted to talk, advise, support, stir the pot. I didn't want any of it. The betrayal wasn't just hers anymore. It spread into every friendship, every memory, every room we'd once stood in together. Now I just wanted to be alone, not because I didn't need people, because I didn't trust any of them to tell the truth. I filed the papers. Evelyn stood in my doorway, clutching her purse like it held the pieces of her dignity. You… what? Her voice cracked. Divorce. It's done. My lawyer sent the notice this morning. She blinked. You didn't even tell me you were meeting with a lawyer. I didn't think you needed another warning. Her lip trembled. Mark, please. You don't have to do this. I do. She stepped inside. Let's talk. Please. We've talked. You just didn't listen. I'll quit my job. I'll leave Gavin's team. I'll move departments. Hell, I'll move cities. I stared at her. I'll start over. We can start over. No. Why not? Because I'm not the same man anymore. I can fix this. You can't. I'll spend the rest of my life proving I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't rebuild trust. It just fills air. I'm begging you. I'm not begging back. She looked like she'd been punched. I begged you without even knowing it. I said, every time I asked if you were okay, every time I trusted your lies, I begged without words. I didn't know you felt that way. Of course you didn't. You were too busy feeling seen by someone else. She sat on the edge of the couch. You don't understand what it's like to feel invisible. No, I do. Because you made me feel that every day you chose him. I didn't choose him. You chose not to choose me. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. I walked to the kitchen, grabbed a glass of water. I spent weeks thinking I wasn't enough, that if I'd worked less, held you more, complimented you more, maybe you wouldn't have strayed. I never wanted you to feel that way, but you let me. She wiped her eyes. What do I have to do to make this go away? You can't. Erase betrayal. I love you. No, Evelyn. You loved what I gave you. That's not true. If you loved me, I wouldn't be here telling you we're done. She stood. Please, just think. One more chance. One more try. I already gave you 8 years. Mark, I'm not yours anymore. She reached for my hand. I stepped back. Don't. I'm losing everything. No, I said calmly. You already lost it. You just didn't notice until I stopped chasing you. She cried harder. I'll change. I already did. Her shoulders dropped. So that's it? That's it. You don't even flinch. I did, the first 100 times. Now, I breathe better when you're not around. She turned toward the door. I'll have my lawyer send over the formal agreement, I said. She paused. You really don't feel anything? I looked at her. Red eyes, shaky breath, empty voice. I feel peace. She left without another word. I didn't shut the door right away. I just stood there. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel small. Did you hear about Evelyn? Jason's voice came through the phone like he couldn't wait to say it. No. What now? She didn't get that promotion, the one she was gunning for. Figures. Word is, people started talking. The office knows. I'm surprised it took this long. Gavin got demoted. I paused. Seriously? Yeah. HR restructured his department. He's still there, but he's got fewer people under him, including her. I didn't say anything. I thought you'd be happy, he added. I'm not. You're not. I'm not sad either. Just, done. Apparently, she's been really quiet, avoiding group meetings, stopped going to lunch with the team. She used to brag about how respected she was there. Jason exhaled. Well, that respect walked out the door with you, I guess. Actions have consequences. Exactly. I ended the call not long after. There wasn't much left to say. A few days later, Kelly texted me. Evelyn's moving. Smaller place, closer to work, alone. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Next morning, I bumped into Rachel, an old friend of ours, at the grocery store. "Mark, hey, I wasn't sure if it was you. You look better, actually." I raised an eyebrow. "Better?" "Lighter. Like something heavy got off your chest." I shrugged. "It did." She lowered her voice. "I heard about everything. I didn't want to believe it." Believe it. She really messed up. She did. I saw her last week. She looked broken. She built that version of herself. I don't get why she'd throw it all away. She thought no one would see. She thought I wouldn't leave. Rachel nodded. "Well, you did. The right thing. A lot of guys wouldn't. Thanks." She touched my arm. "Seriously, you deserve better." I gave a small nod, paid for my things, and left. But her words stayed with me. I deserved better. Simple. True. And somehow, something I hadn't fully believed until now. A week later, I got an email from Evelyn's old coworker, Sam. Just a subject line, FYI, office fallout. I deleted it without opening. I didn't need proof anymore. I already knew what I had to know. She lost the job she loved. She lost the home we made together. She lost the version of herself that looked put together, and none of it brought me joy. But it brought me peace. She burned everything down to feel noticed. And now, she was standing in the ashes alone. The envelope didn't have a return address. Just my name in handwriting I knew too well. I stared at it for 5 minutes. Then 10. Finally, I opened it. "Mark, I know I don't deserve your time, but I needed to write this. Needed you to know that not a day goes by where I don't replay everything I did wrong. I wish I could go back and erase it, undo it. But life doesn't give us those buttons." I sat down at the kitchen table. Her words already felt heavy. "You were the only steady thing I ever had. You were love, real love, and I broke it like it meant nothing. But it meant everything. I know that now." Too late, I know. I could hear her voice in every line. "When you walked out of Gavin's office, I didn't just lose you. I lost me. The version of me that you believed in. The version I stopped being the second I lied to your face." I exhaled slowly. I told myself it was a mistake. I told everyone that, but it wasn't. It was a betrayal. I chose him in moments where I should have chosen you. I hate myself for that. I'll always hate myself for that. My hands clench the edge of the paper. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even expect a reply. But if there's one truth I need you to hold on to, it's this. I loved you. I never stopped, even when I was at my worst. Especially then. You didn't deserve what I did, and you didn't deserve to carry the guilt for it like you caused it. You were a good man. You still are. I miss you. I miss your steadiness, your sarcasm, your dumb Sunday playlists. The way you said my name when you were half asleep. I miss the life we had. I miss the future I destroyed. Tears pricked my eyes, but they didn't fall. You were the best part of me. I hope one day you find someone who never makes you doubt yourself, who sees you fully and never turns their back. I'm sorry for all of it. Love, Evelyn. I read it again, then once more. I folded the letter carefully, placed it back into the envelope, and walked to my bedroom. There's a drawer in the nightstand I never use. I pulled it open and placed the letter inside, not out of love, not out of longing, but to remember. To remember what betrayal feels like, and more importantly, to remember what self-respect looks like when it finally grows teeth. "You seeing anyone?" Jason sipped his beer, eyes scanning me like he already knew the answer. "Kind of," I said. He grinned. "You? Kind of? She's different. Good different or complicated different? Careful different, like me." He nodded. "That's fair. You talk about Evelyn?" "No. And she doesn't ask. Smart." I looked out over the bar's patio. It's not love yet, but it doesn't hurt. Jason raised his glass. Then, that's a damn win. I clinked mine against his. After he left, I drove home in silence. No music. Just me. I walked into my apartment. Clean, quiet, my space. No reminders, no ghosts, except the drawer. Still closed. Still holding the letter I haven't touched since I filed it away. I didn't need to reread it. I remembered every word, and I remembered the man I was when I read it. Broken now? Now I was rebuilding, brick by honest brick. The next morning, I met Erin at the cafe. She smiled when she saw me. "You're early." I liked the quiet before, the rush. "You always talk like you're in a movie," she teased. "Maybe I'm just learning to enjoy the simple lines." She sipped her coffee. "What are you afraid of?" I tilted my head. "Today?" "In general. Waking up next to someone who makes me feel invisible again." She nodded slowly. "I get that. What about you?" "Being someone's second choice," she said, "or their rebound." "You're not. And you're not broken," she said. "I was. Now? Now I know what I want." She leaned forward. "And what's that?" "Peace." She smiled. "That's not." "Nothing. It's everything." Later that night I stood in front of the mirror brushing my teeth, same face, same eyes, but not the same man. I had walked through hell and left the door behind me. The Christmas party. It used to haunt me. Now it reminds me of the moment I chose. Me? I didn't lose a wife that night. I lost an illusion. And honestly, that was the best gift I never saw coming.